Hello and welcome back to the Learn Adobe Experience Design CC course. In this lesson we're going to be taking a look at linking screens and transitions in Adobe XD. So we have our completed design here, ready to transform into a prototype. So at the top we currently have the Design tab selected, and alongside you can see the Prototype option. If you click that, you'll see that it tells us that you can use prototype mode to select objects in your design and wire up transitions between the artboards. So for this, we're going to need more than one artboard. So we have this nice link here that allows us to click that, and then it prompts us to select another artboard. So if we pick another iPhone 6 screen by left clicking, and it will create that here. And then we can double click on the name of the artboard and just type my new artboard. So what we're going to do for this second artboard is we're going to take this first image here and then have this fill the entire screen. And then we're going to add a cross that when clicked will then take the user back to this screen with all of the different locations on. So first of all, let's switch over to our folder where our images are located, and we can either drag in a photo at 100%, or we can select the rectangle tool and just create a rectangle that fills the entire dimensions of the artboard. Just make sure that you untick the border, give this a color if you like, and then what we're going to do is just drag and drop that image onto that shape, and it will fill this proportionally. So next what we can do is we can zoom back in to our menu icon that we created previously, double click this repeat grid group to go inside, and we're just going to select the top line and go to Edit, Copy, click anywhere on the workspace to come out of that repeat grid group, and we're going to go over to our new artboard and just go Edit, Paste. And it's pasted it back in place here, so we can just drag that over holding Shift and then go to Edit, Duplicate, and again holding Shift as we rotate, we'll rotate it in small increments so we know that it's going to snap nicely in place as a cross. And then we can hold Shift and select both of these lines, and in the Pathfinder options click Add, that's the one on the left, to complete this into one shape, and then we can give this a fill, or we can select the eyedropper tool and just sample white from a shape that we've created previously. Now let's just move this down so it lines up with our other icons along the top, and we'll hold Shift again to rotate this 45 degrees. So this is what the user will use to go back to the previous screen. So we have our listing screen here where the user will click the top listing. It will take them to this image to view, and then they will then click the cross to go back. So now we have our two artboards. We can select prototype. So once you've clicked on the prototype option, you'll see that we still have our artboards here. The options on the right have disappeared. And you'll see you have this little blue shape with a home icon inside. This indicates that this screen is your home screen. Now you can select another artboard and just click on that home icon and you'll see it turns blue, and this indicates that this screen on the right, this artboard, is now your new home screen. So let's click back and make the screen on the left our home screen as it was before. And we can then individually click on different shapes and you'll see you get this little white arrow inside a blue shape appear. Now what that means is we have this object currently selected and we can click on that arrow and drag to another artboard. So when you're on the artboard that you would like the shape to link to, just let go and you'll see you get this dialog box pop up. So you can select the target. The target for this link is my new artboard. You can select the transition type, so how you'd like it to slide or dissolve. You can select the easing, which is how smoothly the transition eases in or out, or how smooth it eases in and out, or you can have no transition at all. It can be instant. And you can also specify the duration. So if you click anywhere on the workspace, you'll see those arrows disappear. Once you select an artboard, you will see all your links reappear. And if you have lots of different screens, these lines can get quite complicated, but that's absolutely fine. You won't see them in the final product. So let's just delete this one for a second. You can select the arrow, just drag that into nowhere, and it will remove that link. So we want to link this top image to this new screen. So if we select our repeat grid group, it selects all of them. However, we want to specifically link just the top one. So if we double click to go inside the repeat grid group, and we can left click on this left half, and you'll see that we now have this image and the left side as well all selected. So the user could select anywhere within this space and the link will activate and take them to this screen. So with these selected now, we can select the arrow, drag this onto our new screen, select our transitions, our easing, and our duration. That all looks good to me. So let's just click anywhere on the workspace to get rid of that dialog box. And we can then click on our cross. You'll see the arrow appears again. And now we can click and drag back to this screen and then let go. Now instead of slide left, we're going to have slide right. So that's the opposite transition to what we selected previously. And we'll leave the easing and the duration the same. So there we go. We now have one transition going from this image on the left to view it full size. And then you can click the cross to go back to the listings page. So we can then click the play icon in the top right corner and we can preview this. We can now click on this top listing image. It'll take us into the image and then we can click the X to go back. And if you want to present this to someone else when collaborating, you can click on the record and you'll see this circular cursor appears. You can select your image and then select the X to go back and then click the record icon again to stop. And it will then allow you to save this as a video file, a .mov file that you can then send to someone else. And there we go. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next lesson.